Yeah, Morgantown Can Fair.
People are going to go to the wrong fucking place. Try
I'll
see
figure
Steve, and they're going to be like, what the fuck? Hey, Upper East Siders and all you scandal-loving listeners out there. You just tuned into the non-judging breakfast pod where the coffee is strong, the waffles are fresh, and the gossip is hotter than ever. My name is Leif, and I'm your seasoned Gossip Girl veteran.
And I'm Steve, the newbie, the greenhorn, the rookie, what are we saying now, Leif? We're at the end of season 4.
I don't know, but just tell me that no one's trying to stop a wedding, run a Ponzi scheme, or give anybody fake cancer, or turn into a justifiably vengeful townie.
Oh, I think it's actually all of the above at one point or another.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. So here's the deal, folks. Leif has been watching Gossip Girl since it first aired, and I'm diving in for the first time. And together, we're your dynamic duo, bringing you all the drama, romance, and sometimes questionable fashion choices of this iconic 2007 series.
Bring your magnifying glasses because we're dissecting every juicy detail of the show, one episode at a time. We'll connect the dots, uncover those sneaky little Easter eggs, and of course, serve up some piping hot behind-the-scenes tea. And expect some iconic fandom moments too, because what's a deep dive without a little drama?
And since we are all about inclusivity here at the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, there's always a seat for you at the Non-Judging Breakfast table. So go ahead and grab a mimosa, roll up something from Nate and Chuck's stash, or grab a cup of coffee, and let's go ahead and dive into this one.
Diving into the Snowmageddon.
Snowmageddon. A remote. Yeah, I had to go remote again because of the Snowmageddon 26. It is a lot of snow. I tried to stay up last night for the beginning of it, and I was like, nothing's happening. This ain't shit.
Nah.
Well,
I can't believe Adam was out driving in it.
Yeah. What? At the same time, I can, but, I just wanted to test the roads. No. Don't test the roads. They're bad.
But we are here to talk about Season 4, Episode 22, The Wrong Goodbye. Original air date was May 16th, 2011. And, of course, it was based on the movie The Wrong Guy. This movie was directed by David Steinberg and stars Dave Foley and David Anthony Higgins and Jennifer Tilly. So the description from IMDb reads, after his boss is murdered, Nelson is on the run for fear of prosecution. He hides out in a small town to avoid the police, which should be easy because they know they didn't do it and they are looking for him.
Yeah, I love this movie. I actually saw this movie when it may have been a direct to VHS, but if it went into the theaters, I saw it there. I love Dave Foley. Dave Foley is actually one of my favorite actors. In fact, Dave Foley and Stephen Root being in a show together is probably one of my favorite sitcoms of all time with news radio. So I have seen The Wrong Guy. Now, here's the other thing. I thought that this title was based off of The Long Goodbye. So, yeah, which I thought would have made more sense because of the long goodbye that is taking place in the episode. Whereas The Wrong Guy...
That also kind of works too.
Yeah, but thematically with that movie... I mean, first of all, it is hilarious because this guy is on the run from the police, but the police aren't looking for him. The police know that someone else is guilty of this crime as a fact. There is no interest, so this guy is on the run from people who aren't looking for him, and it is hilarious.
So for the non-hardcore David Foley fans who have never heard of this movie, you are to be forgiven because this came out in 1997. So there's a few good movies that came out in 1997.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boogie Nights,
Yeah.
Jackie Brown,
Yeah.
As Good as It Gets,
Yeah. Yeah.
won Oscar. Good Will Hunting,
Yep.
L.A. Confidential.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
A little small time indie movie might have The Titanic. Austin Powers,
Uh-huh.
Donnie Brasco,
Oh, wow.
The Fifth Element,
Yeah. Wow. I thought that was earlier, actually, but no.
Grosse Point Blank.
Yeah.
I was not a big fan, but it was popular because it's Julia Roberts, My Best Friend's Wedding.
Oh, I was in a relationship at the time, and so I saw that in the theater.
Yeah. Starship Troopers,
Oh, wow.
the Chris Farley classic, Beverly Hills Ninja.
He was still alive in 97. No, I guess he had died before it came out, actually. I think that may have been released posthumously.
The final, or not, I guess not the final one, but the final one, Chevy Chase as the star, Vegas Vacation.
Oh, yeah. The worst vacation.
I actually like that one personally because
Do you?
Chevy Chase is the least featured in that one. It features more, its focus is more on Rusty.
It's funny because now that I say that, I'm not sure if I've seen the whole thing. And the only thing that I have seen was a fantastic scene in it. And it's where they go into like the low end casino and they're playing games like What Hand Is It In? and stuff like that. Like all of the like so easy to cheat and win games.
But wait, there's more.
Oh,
Jurassic Park, Lost World.
that was the third one, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And also In and Out with Kevin Kline.
Oh, yeah. I remember I saw that in the theater too. I saw many of these in the theater, and then there's a few that I just still to this day have not seen.
So back to Gossip Girl. This episode was written by Joshua Safran, showrunner. A lot of episodes, including like Bad News Blair, High Society in season 1. He's written starting in season 2. He's written all the season premieres and season finales. So season 2, 3, and 4. Now he's written premiere and finale.
Yeah.
Also episodes like New Haven Can Wait. He did Thanksgiving episodes in season 2 and 3. You've Got Yale is another good one. And probably the best episode of season 4, Gaslight, he did as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the writing in this episode, there were parts of this episode that I felt like he was given. I felt like he was given a big pile of extension cords that were all tangled together, and they were like, "Yeah, turn this into a script," and he had to sort through these tangled extension cords trying to figure out where to put stuff. Because a lot of the dialogue was great. There was some really funny moments. Yeah. Welcoming back Georgina, her presence was instantly felt and instantly radiated throughout the episode. So there were so many good things in the writing of this episode. And then there's those moments that, whether it's writing or directing, it was like, are we doing this? What the fuck? So.
And back again is veteran director Patrick Arenaris. Has done Bad News Blair, High Society, The Serena Also Rises, It's a Wonderful Lie, Southern Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and Juliet Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
So these are kind of up and down episodes. The Bad News Blair is good. High Society is good, but I never liked Southern Gentlemen. I hated that whole arc, so I'm always going to be a bit prejudiced. But Juliet Doesn't Live Here Anymore was fine, if I remember correctly.
That was a pretty good one. And then Serena Also Rises is also, that was the fashion show episode in season 2.
Yeah.
with
Oh, with
with Jenny's dress at the end.
yes. Yeah, that
So,
I
yeah, Serena wearing Jenny's dress
right
on the runway.
with and brought all of her friends out for to be the models.
But we also get some returning and new guest stars this week. We get Nang Zhang and Nicole Fischella back as Katia and Iz.
Welcome. I loved their presence in the past two episodes.
Mhm.
I did go. I'll let you finish these, and then I'll say what I was going to say.
And then we also have Michaela, Annette, and Ellie Petit back as Mini Serena and Mini Blair.
Fantastic.
And Michelle Trachtenberg back as Georgina Sparks, as she said.
Yes.
We are introduced to Nick Cornish, who is Georgina's husband, Philip.
Okay. Is he going to be around for a bit? I'm assuming she's going to be around for a bit. So okay, good.
And we get David O. Russell as himself. We get introduced to Ethan Peck as David O. Russell's assistant. And he is the grandson of Gregory Peck. We get Cecily von Zieziger as the Gossip Girl author as herself. And we also get Jonathan Karp as himself.
When did we see Cecily? I forget. Oh, she was like introduced briefly
as Cecily
to
Serena.
Yeah, I remember exactly. It was funny. I remember that scene and being like, "Who's that? That's a cameo," and didn't think to then look it up. And then my second watch through, I just kind of missed it. But the first watch through, I was like, "That's a cameo."
And of course, David O. Russell as himself.
Yeah. A Hollywood director. I think it's so funny that here is this accomplished director who can't act.
But yeah, according to his wiki, not the best guy out there.
Which kind of what I was thinking when I watched that scene was, how hard can it be to just go in and talk to this guy the way he would be one of your employees? And I was like, I bet he's shitty to his employees.
Yeah, so he for one, he has the Joss Whedon rep of being an asshole on set.
Mm-hmm.
And off a set, he did put Christopher Nolan in a headlock once at a party.
It's not that deep, bro.
But also, in December of 2011, his 19-year-old transgender niece filed a police report alleging sexually assaulted her. Case is closed without any charges filed because there's no witnesses. He did admit that it did happen, but that she told him to check out her new fake breasts or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Gross.
Yeah. Either way,
it's still your niece.
Yeah.
If my niece, yeah, like my sister had, had breast augmentation surgery decades ago, and you know what I didn't want to notice, to see, or have any part of it. That's why. Why would you entertain the conversation? That's disgusting.
Yeah, so Jonathan Karp was the publisher at the end that Vanessa meets with. And
yeah, I did catch that too.
Yeah, so he is at Simon & Schuster. He became their publisher, and he was named president of the flagship division then. And in 2020, he became the CEO for Simon & Schuster.
Right on.
Why don't you give us that Vulture recap?
All right. It's only been 2 years since we left here, Dan Humphrey observed wearily, and it feels like 20. He gestured toward the halls of Constance Billard, the high school where his story as Lonely Boy began, and the setting of last night's 2-part season finale. But he might as well have been speaking about the show itself. The last episode of the 4th season of the greatest show of our time felt in many ways like it might have been written to end this series. What with the many "this is your life" moments, such as the return of Georgina Sparks and Blair's old minions, Izzy and Cady. Cady and Iz, Vulture. The wry references to episodes past, the wrapping up of storylines, including the revelation that Dan has been secretly novelizing his observations of the Upper East Side for the entire time we've thought we've known him, and the meaningful departure of its most marketable star to none other than Hollywood. But last week, Gossip Girl was renewed, and now our characters and the actors who play them must face a more realistic fate. They must, as Chuck Bass put it, mature. They must soldier on in the face of uncertainty, knowing the end will come, but not when or how. Vulture makes a good point here that it did have many series finale qualities.
Yeah.
Many loose ends tied up.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's a season finale. And they probably didn't find out until, like, while they were actually writing it, they were going to get
renewed. Yeah. Which is not a good sign. But, when you're this late in a series, this late in a season, waiting on the news is never a good sign.
No. So we get into Act 1. There's no Gossip Girl entry. We just jump right into it. Serena and Vanessa are in a cab, presumably on the way to the Constance and St. Jude's event. They're going to find Charlie, or is it Dan, because they think Charlie is off her meds and about the single white female Serena. I haven't liked Serena in 2 seasons as much as when she fully owns Vanessa in the scene by pointing out how she only has to blame herself for Dan not talking to her.
Serena had a good episode in general, I feel.
Yeah.
In a few places and her own self-awareness. But that was perfect. The owning of Vanessa in that cab. Like, oh, and whose fault is that? It's your fucking fault, Vanessa. Yeah. You're the asshole that keeps being an asshole.
Airborne Toxin event. It performs as Dan and Nate get some long-awaited bro time at the bar. Dan tells him about the Call Me Serena incident and then spots Chuck at the party. Nate promises to tell him about the Thorpe scheme later.
It was nice to have these two catch up. It was nice for Dan to get to say to a friend, yo, she said call me Serena. Yeah. And for Nate's reaction was like probably how I'd react to a friend saying that to me.
Not necessary, and then continue what you're doing.
Yep. Yeah.
Or it's not necessary, and then just go right ahead.
Yep. I like you for you. Now let's just...
Chuck is searching the party for Blair, but finds Eleanor instead. She points out the arriving Louis and Sophie before suggesting that he say goodbye to Blair once and for all. You tell him, Eleanor.
You tell him, Eleanor. I was so proud of Eleanor in this scene. For her to be like, she doesn't need you. She doesn't need the big bad wolf coming to blow everything down. Like, let her go and have her fairy tale. Be happy for her, which I think is really the seed that is planted for the rest of this episode. You know, I think that this seed that she plants really flourishes later.
Dan finds Eric, who is enjoying the party, but he sounds like he's ready to graduate and get out of high school. Dan is looking for Charlie, but before Eric can answer, Vanessa and Serena and Chuck all arrive looking to talk to Dan, while Nate needs to talk to Chuck. Dan navigates the conversation and gets the right people talking to each other. Chuck and Nate go to the Empire to look for Blair. Cady and Iz pull Eric onto the dance floor. Serena and Vanessa hang back with Dan to find Charlie.
I loved everyone looking for Dan and Dan being like, whoa, you never want to listen to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always trying to tell you guys to do better things. And then also just to be like, okay, Nate, Chuck, you guys need to talk. You Oh, and the Eric you got cute, still gay.
That means you can dance.
That means you can dance.
Uh, as Chuck and Nate arrive at the Empire, Chuck is upset that Nate told Raina the truth about Thorpe. Speaking of Raina, she is waiting in the suite to apologize for giving Chuck a hard time. Wondering where Blair is, Chuck receives a phone call and answers it as the scene cuts.
Yeah. We both did things to each other that we didn't know were wrong at the time. That's like the most Chuck thing. that's such a summary of of so many of the scandals that they have put each other in. Like, oh man, I thought I was doing the right thing at the time.
Blair is locked in a room with a drinking Thorpe. Blair managed to call Chuck without pulling her phone out of the pocket. She cleverly reveals her location through conversation with Thorpe. Throughout the entire scene, Thorpe is fiddling with a Zippo lighter.
This was the dumb part. So much of this episode that there were shining moments, but the whole kidnapping Blair to blow her up in a building was so dumb.
It was definitely different. I thought it was. I mean, it was a different show, but I thought it was well executed.
That's the point.
It was a cartoon. It was a cartoon.
Right. It was a different show. Right. It was when they try to give me life and death stakes. I can't believe them because they're not a life or death show. If you would have killed Chuck, then maybe I'd believe he could blow up Blair. Right? But you didn't kill Chuck. And so I don't believe you're going to you've killed, the only person you've killed so far is Bart Bass. And like I've said before, I'm not even convinced you did it then. There's a part of me in the back of my head that's like, that motherfucker is out here somewhere waiting for Chuck to finally get his shit together, finally grow up, finally be a good person, just to rip that carpet out from under him again. So, which at this point, that's like the only thing I could, like, okay. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to move on. But it was a good scene from a soap opera.
We go into Act 2, and finally, after the commercial, hear a Gossip Girl monologue. Bonsoir and Upper East Siders. Are you enjoying the party as much as I am? I know one person who isn't. Georgina is back and showing off an enormous engagement ring. She is with her milquetoast husband, Philip, who is showing off baby pictures of Milo to another couple. Georgina seems bored by the whole thing and walks off to find Dan and senses something is up and begs to get in on the scheme.
I was giddy. The second Georgina Sparks shows up anymore, I know I'm in for a ride. I know that he writes for her better than anyone else does because he's done all of these season finales and she's been in all of them that he's written. And he gives her amazing dialogue and makes her witty and a fucking chaos bomb. She is the Tasmanian devil in this show, and it is fantastic.
Eric takes a video of the band and sends it to Lily's iPad before giving her a call to make her feel included. Rufus starts to tell Eric about Charlie being off her meds, but Lily elbows him in the ribs to shut him up and takes the phone back.
Yeah, why aren't we telling Eric? Why is this one person too many to know the severity of the situation here?
Well, I have a feeling if Lily was there before, she wouldn't have let Rufus tell Vanessa and Serena either.
Yeah, true. Well, and
but it's so Lily.
Right. My comment is not about the show, it's about Lily, because that is very much like Lily. Oh, let's not embarrass this person anymore. Let's not change the image for anyone else to see. He's gonna find out, Lily.
Dan finds Charlie, bottle of vodka in hand, dancing with a much older gentleman. Dan tries to pull her away, but she gets upset that he rejected her and makes a big scene before running off when she spots Vanessa coming over. Georgina smiles from the sidelines as she instantly clocks every side of the scheme.
Georgina is just, again, amazing. How she just sees all the scheming going on, and how like, even in our introduction when she's like, oh yeah, my life is perfect. Like, you can see how bored she is. So that was really perfect.
Serena is getting nostalgic and looking at old pics of her and Blair back in school. Headmistress Keller walks up and introduces her to Gossip Girl author Cecily Van Zysgar. Weller is extremely disappointed that Serena dropped out of Brown and came back to the city. Serena is then mocked by the mini-minions for not getting Nate or Dan. They get even more meta by stating they are both Blair fans now instead of one of each.
The first thing here. So first of all, you have the cameo in the introduction, and it's just...
Well, the first thing you have Serena just standing in it by herself looking at old pictures.
Oh, yeah.
And being nostalgic.
Yeah. But then you have Headmistress Queller come up and introduce the obvious cameo.
Yeah, Gossip Girl's author.
Gossip Girl's author. But then to turn to Serena and be like, oh, Columbia? Man, I had such high hopes for you. I thought you could have done anything you wanted, and you're here.
Well, I don't guess it's just about the school. It's about being back in the city, being involved with these people that are completely toxic.
And I get that. But at the same time, I'm just like, dude, who does that? Who comes back and
But yeah, just, it is fucking rude as hell.
Yeah, it's fucking rude. Like, she's at your fundraiser. She's one of the wealthiest people at your fundraiser right now. And you're like, you're a real disappointment. I thought you would leave, go do something cool. I thought you'd go gallivant around the world instead of getting an education at Columbia. Like,
you're making it about the school. It's about the city.
Well, I do get that, but I'm also just saying I'm making it about the education at all.
But we all know Serena's not really getting an education, regardless where she's at.
I don't know. I mean, she had all those extra hours she clocked with that one professor.
Yeah. Hard, long hours.
Hard, long hours.
Sweaty.
Really grinding it out.
Yes. Earning that A.
Jesus Christ. This show is such a bad example for people to live by.
Georgina finds Serena and again begs to be let in on the scheme and is again rejected. Dan and Vanessa also show up and give the latest Charlie update. They all get texts from Charlie saying, I'm sorry, goodbye. Georgina realizes Charlie is faking it and calls it out as amateur hour and starts offering options to neutralize her. I think neutralize her? Possibly. The gang all ditch Georgina to go in different locations, assuming Charlie left the party. Annoyed, Georgina doesn't say anything when she sees a calm and collected Charlie still at the party.
Yeah. Again, Georgina is just fantastic here. The way that she's like, please let me in. I need something. I have not schemed in so long. Unless you count, what does she say? Hurrying the process at a hostel for an apartment?
Hospice.
A hospice to get an apartment?
Yes. So she killed someone else. Essentially.
Yeah, I have not schemed except for the person I killed to get an apartment.
A little bit faster.
Yeah, a little bit faster. He was going to die anyway. She was so good. And then when
the possible schemes she offered up, the badger, the melon drop, the spaz prisoner.
And then when she does, this is where she runs into Charlie, right? And Charlie's like, I need to get some air.
Not yet, but she sees her. She just kind of walks by and notices her and then keeps
Right,
walking.
okay.
Back at the construction site, Thorpe keeps playing with his lighter and sniffing the air. We shift to see Chuck, Raina, and Nate climbing the stairs of the building. They smell gas, and Nate stops to call 911 while Chuck and Raina continue on.
Nate's like, I'm going to call 911 from outside. We're not in here. I mean, he does stay, but I'm like, I'm going to go out of here and call 911 in a gas-free area.
Thorpe reveals that he turned the gas valves off and it's taking longer than he thought for the gas to reach the third floor. Blair begs him not to light his lighter and tells him that, like her, he too can escape the vast shadow of corruption. Before Thorpe can ignite the flame, Chuck, followed by Raina, bursts through the door. Raina pretends to forgive her father for just long enough to snatch the lighter from his hand before turning face and telling him he's going to jail and he will never see her again.
Just imagine if there was some kind of spark when he broke that door open. Boom.
Yeah.
But no, I liked Raina here. I liked the instant turn, the, you know, Daddy, it's okay, give me the lighter. You motherfucker. You're going to jail and I am not coming to visit you.
And so back in the beginning of the season, the second episode of the season, Blair said to Chuck that not even Chuck Bass can destroy Blair Waldorf. But in this scene, she says, he destroyed me.
Yeah. Yeah. Although she said that at the beginning of the season, and then more shit happened. So maybe in reflection, she realizes he did.
Well, it's not that she didn't say at the beginning that he didn't. He said that Blair, that he can't.
Right.
Not even Chuck Bass can destroy Blair Waldorf.
Yeah.
The show loves to do its little season premiere, season ending, and it was a 2-part premiere, basically, a 2-part finale, basically.
Yeah.
They like to do the little premiere finale parallels.
Yeah, they do.
And Gossip Girl says this as we go to the break. This just in, Blair Waldorf, MIA at Constance. Doesn't she know her prince is waiting, or has she found a new one? And as she says that, Blair and Chuck are standing beside his limo, and they're kind of talking, and she thanks him for saving her and for the ride, and then also admits he's still number one on her speed dial.
Yeah. Yeah.
I miss tactile phones.
Yeah. I remember there was a period of time that I was able to send a text without even looking at my phone, like at all. I just, you know, but you had to know the number of times you were hitting the number to get the right letter.
Yeah. We go into Act 3. Nate and Raina are walking off the adrenaline on the streets of New York City. Raina announces that she wants to go home to Chicago. Nate gives a disappointed sigh, but nods and gives her a hug.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You know, you didn't want to go back.
What's really holding her here?
Yeah, just a dude. Now she has an entire company she's going to need to take over and figure out what's going to happen now that the CEO is going to prison.
Blair and Chuck crash a bar mitzvah to grab a drink before returning to the Constance St. Jude party.
Nothing drives Robin crazy like watching anyone who enters any Jewish festivities get lifted up on chairs. that just anyone, you're just crashing this bar mitzvah? Sure, we'll lift you up on chairs too. I mean,
no, we're not to that part yet. But
okay. But yeah, okay, sorry.
This is where they just come in and they steal the name tags.
Right.
Charlie, still carrying the vodka bottle, is trying to open a locked door when she is confronted by Georgina. Georgina lets her know that where she can find a window that can open and wishes her on her way. Serena arrives a moment too late, still looking for Charlie. Georgina lies, but Serena sees through it and does the opposite.
I loved that. She went up the elevator. Serena turns, goes the other way. You get me. I miss this. You get me. It was, I loved it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then we get Rolling in the Deep begins to play, and Blair gets out in the middle of the dance floor of the bar mitzvah. She starts dancing.
Yeah, and this is where they start dancing.
And then the music continues to play, and Vanessa shows up at the loft under the pretense of looking for Charlie. And the music continues, and Chuck has joined Blair in the middle of the circle dance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then it's pretty obvious Charlie isn't at the loft, but Vanessa continues to stoop and finds a manuscript for Inside by Daniel Humphrey.
Yeah, I wonder if Charlie's just hiding in this stack of papers. I wonder if she's just in this pile of manuscripts over here.
Asshole.
No, she is such a fucking asshole.
Somehow, Blair and Chuck snag the prime positions in the horror. They are lifted on chairs by a bunch of strangers at a party they are crashing. Meanwhile, Louis is just chilling at the alumni event for his school he didn't attend, waiting for Blair to show up.
So yes, as I was saying, nothing drives Robin crazy like anyone entering any kind of Jewish celebration and getting lifted up on chairs. And like, hey kid, I'll give you 5 G's if you lift me up on, if you lift us up on the chairs. Because like, who does that?
Which also, if his parents are rich enough to be throwing his bar mitzvah at the Oak Room, $5,000 probably was not the biggest check he got that
right
night.
I had that thought too. I had that same thought that he's like, oh yeah, you can put this in the small pile.
But the song continues, and Vanessa has made herself at home and full on reading Dan's manuscript.
Yeah.
And then this is where Chuck gives Joseph Nitzberg a check for $5,000 before Blair pulls him into a small empty room and begins making out with him. We see Louis, unlike Chuck last year, continue to wait patiently for Blair, even when his mother mocks him for being a fool. Blair and Chuck continue to get undressed.
Yeah, I was so annoyed at this point. Like, oh, they're gonna go in there and bang at this bar mitzvah that they're crashing. First of all, I will say I was annoyed when Chuck was like, let's just go get one drink and then take you back. And she was like, okay, yeah, one drink. I was annoyed then. Then they crashed a bar mitzvah for that drink. And it's like, what is this even happening here? And then they bang at the bar mitzvah. And it was just annoying.
The kids' party. Behave.
Yeah. They're 13. You perverts.
Also, I haven't been to a ton of bar mitzvahs, but aren't they usually during the day?
Well, yeah, and also lock the door at least. Like,
well, that's a fire hazard.
Yeah,
it's a restaurant. You can't really just lock the door.
Yeah, I guess not.
But we do see on the check that it was dated May 6, 2011, so just a few days, like a week or two before this episode came out. And the memo reads Mazel Tov.
Yeah.
And Serena's still searching the school for Charlie as the song continues. Dan arrives at the penthouse, and Lily and Rufus call Carol to let her know they are still looking for Charlie. Dan walks away to call Vanessa, and Rufus gets a curious look on his face. The song continues.
Yeah.
Where's Charlie?
Yeah, where's Charlie? Where's Charlie? That's actually a play. Where's Charlie is the name of a musical. How's Charlie? Where's Charlie gonna... Anyway.
And then Serena does find Charlie standing at an open window as the song ends.
Yeah.
And Gossip Girl says this as we go to the break. Watch out, S. We find what we look for, but never what we expect.
What? What?
And we go into Act 4, and Serena begs Charlie to come away from the window, but Charlie continues to act distraught and says she heard everyone talking about her. Charlie admits that she stole the dress so she could be like Serena Vanderwoodson. Serena admits that being Serena Vanderwoodson isn't all that it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, I think Charlie provided some much needed therapy for Serena in this episode, because I feel like Serena had to be kind of self-aware about a bunch of her own shit as she made it through this episode. And I think that Charlie really put a mirror in front of her of many of her own behaviors and made her really reconsider things and made her a little self-aware, I think.
That and the mini Serena becoming a mini Blair.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is just full on meta for the fandom, just completely shifting away from Serena.
It's funny. I actually forgot to mention that when we were talking about that scene, that the minis, how they did both, like, we're both Team Blair now. Like, we both bet on you and you failed us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was really funny too. Just the whole, like, clear shift. Yeah.
Dan calls Vanessa, who's still at the loft. Vanessa admits she read his book and loves it. Dan is rightfully pissed and tells her to put it away and get the fuck out of his house. Vanessa says he should take a stand and publish the book no matter who it hurts. Dan gets a text from Serena that she found Charlie and once again tells Vanessa to get out of his life. Vanessa gathers up the manuscript and takes it with her as she leaves the loft.
There's someone in that book that'll be happy about how she's presented.
And it's not Serena.
It is not Serena. It's clearly not Vanessa. So I'm assuming Blair.
Yeah.
Vanessa, you're such an asshole, though. Like, you need to publish this. Great art, you have to stand alone in the world and observe art. Okay, it's still my fucking art.
Yes, Vanessa is the master of being technically right.
Yeah. Which any artist will tell you. Make it all technique and no feeling.
Blair and Chuck are exiting the Oak Room and headed towards Chuck's limo. Blair says she should find Louie and end things because it's the right thing to do. Blair says her love with Louie is simple and makes her happy, but her love with Chuck is all-consuming, complicated, and intense, but specifically does not make her happy. Blair
needs that.
Blair doubts Louie is still at the party, so Chuck says to drop him off and then take the limo to the consulate.
It means happiness anyway. I mean, it's just happiness.
Writers, what are you telling me? I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently, in an interview before the episode, they said there's something for everyone when talking to the shippers directly.
Okay.
Which, yeah, I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the empty office, Charlie still thinks everyone wants to be with or be Serena. Serena points out that all those choices just left her in decision paralysis and that she ended up alone at checks notes 20. And Charlie gets down off the ledge and tells Serena that she's not alone and asks if she could do it again, who would she choose, Nate or Dan? Serena doesn't answer, but begins pressing keys on her cell phone.
Again, like I said, like, some much needed therapy for Serena. There was this, like, oh shit, like, I have not made any decisions and have just let everybody tell me where to go. And if I had to make a decision, I just didn't. And wow, that really says a lot about me. So I liked that Serena, for the first time this season, has a little bit of self-awareness.
Chuck finds Louie still patiently waiting at the party. He tells a surprised Chuck that he knows Blair and knows she will come. Blair then enters, having retrieved Chuck's coat, and is still surprised to see Louie there as well. Blair is about to break up with Louie, but Chuck steps in and once again takes away her agency and gives Louie his blessing to marry Blair.
Yeah, what she's trying to say is she has my blessing. Who needs your fucking blessing? like if I'm Louie, I'm like, who asked for your fucking blessing? Go away, troll.
But a little continuity error in the scene as well. Blair says she went to go get Chuck's coat and hands him a coat, but he was clearly wearing that coat at the construction site, so why was it at the Constance party?
Oh, I assumed that he left it in the car, that he left it in the limo with her. That's why she came running back in.
No, she said, I want to go get this. She specifically says, I want to get this.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I took it as you left it in the limo. Here you go.
That would have made more sense, but no.
Yeah, because he had the coat on the whole night.
Yeah, she says that I want to go get this. I want to get our coats or something like along those lines.
Oh, weird.
And then Gossip Girl takes us to the break with poor B. Don't you know timing is everything? Looks like someone just stepped on your lines. We move into Act 5. Dan finds Nate in the hallway at Constance. They both got text from Serena to meet her there. They find Serena sitting with Charlie, and Dan asks Charlie how she is feeling. Serena tells them that she invited them here to apologize for never choosing between them. Charlie also apologizes for her behavior with Dan. Everyone forgives everyone and decides it's time to head home for the night.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was a little like, oh, we're both getting texts from Serena to meet her again, and her just be like, I'm sorry I didn't choose either of you. That is all. Yeah, and Dan, I think was kind of perfect, where he's like, "Oh, we've already forgiven you for this thing that's happened 6 months ago. Like we've already forgiven you, but it's great to hear from you. Like we're used to just forgiving you without this, so it is nice that you're aware of this now."
But once again, Nate's dialogue is over pretty early in the scene, and I don't know if you paid attention. Once again, Chase has no idea what to do when he has nothing to say in the scene. Yeah. He's just looking at the wall with a blank look on his face.
Yeah.
Is it time for lunch yet? Is it time for lunch yet?
Line. You don't have any lines, Chase. I did find it interesting that the pairing in this scene visually had Nate and Charlie next to each other. That in Gossip Girl foreshadowing, that could mean something based on previous episodes. So I'm wondering if, well, we'll get to that in predictions, but that seemed to signal something to me.
Serena goes off to get their coats. Nate goes to grab a cab, and Dan is going to go stand over there while Charlie calls her mom to let her know the plan went perfectly. Georgina overhears Charlie and confronts her about it. However, Georgina says she knows how to keep a secret and gives Charlie her number in case she is ever back in the city.
I loved this. I loved Georgina, again, game recognizing game. Georgina seeing a Padawan out there who I think Georgina is underestimating a little bit, the whole amateur hour comment. And I think that Georgina is looking at Charlie like she's amateur hour. But I think that Charlie is a little bit more than we think. Or at least than Georgina thinks.
Blair finds Chuck in an empty hallway and asks him why he just did that, and once again makes a speech about not needing to be happy, and no one writes sonnets about compatibility or novels about shared life goals and stimulating conversation. Chuck mansplains that there's a difference between a great love and a right love. Chuck left last year when Blair was late by 2 minutes, and Louie waited all night for her. He says he needs to let her go, and so does she. Louis sees the end of the conversation as they say goodbye.
The bit that Chuck said, right, about, basically just getting her to move on. And well, I guess I'm just growing up a bit, or maybe I'm maturing. That they kept using the word maturing to talk about Chuck.
Mm.
And it's like, okay, we're trying to make Chuck look good again after being an asshole 2 weeks ago, and after just pulling this shit over and over again for 4 years. And now this time we're supposed to believe that it's going to be the time that he's actually growing up. It was
Oh, goody.
yeah, it was annoying. I did respect that Chuck was like, look, I would rather you be happy than be with me. I give some credit for that.
I have no faith it'll last.
Yeah. I've none.
But
And like, Blair, you guys just banged 20 minutes ago.
yeah. And I did feel, again, with the premiere finale parallels, this is very much shot like the train station scene.
Yes. It was.
With the lights in the background.
The other parallel, and that Chuck pointed out, that was the piece that I was trying to remember. The parallel from last season finale of him not waiting and Louis waiting all night. That I do think that was a really cool way of showing, like, Blair, this is the guy that's going to wait for you. I'm the guy that's going to dip when it's the least bit difficult. I'm out.
Now, did you catch the dare foreshadowing in this scene?
Wait, there was a few points where I caught some dare foreshadowing.
No one writes novels about shared life goals and stimulating conversations.
Oh, shit.
There might be a novel out there.
Someone wrote a novel.
Stimulating conversations.
Yep. Damn. No, I didn't even register that.
This is what Gossip Girl has to say before we go to the break. This just in. Chuck Bass and Blair Waldorf happily never after. They say parting is such sweet sorrow. But wouldn't it be nice if just once it didn't have to be? We go into the epilogue, and we get the traditional season finale flash forward. 3 weeks have passed, and the Humphrey Bass Vanderwoodsons are having brunch at the penthouse.
Yeah, everybody was invited. Nate was invited to brunch.
Gets broken into a bunch of mini scenes we got here.
Yeah,
everyone's there at brunch. You get the traditional flash forward from the finale.
Mm-hmm.
This time it's 3 weeks.
Yeah, usually it's just a week.
I think that's pretty pointed.
I also think this season was a little shorter too, so I wonder if there was also other timing things that they wanted to line up.
What do you mean shorter?
It was only 21 episodes,
22.
And 22.
Yeah.
Weren't the last two 24 or 23?
Season 2 was longer, but I think they're all 22.
Oh, okay. I thought season 3 was 23 or 24.
22 is definitely the standard.
Okay.
For CW. Season 2 is longer. Season 5 is going to be a little longer as well. I think it's 23 or 24.
Okay.
Like I said, we got several mini scenes within this big scene at the penthouse living room area. Rufus is reading an article about Thorpe getting 20 years in prison. And Nate and Chuck comment that it sounds fair, and Lily prefers her 9 months of house arrest to his 20 years of hard time.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Lily will be getting her ankle bracelet off just in time to send Eric to Sarah Lawrence in the fall.
Yeah, which a light breeze could take him there. It's only 15 minutes away. I thought he was looking at Wesleyan, so I was kind of hoping he was going there. But
according to Google, it's more like 30 minutes, and with traffic, I'm guessing longer.
Yeah, but you're not taking into consideration the travel of the Upper East Siders that they can just knock 30 minutes off of travel to anywhere they go. Did you see how fast they got from Brooklyn to Constance in this episode? They with stopping at a bar mitzvah in between.
For those who don't know, Sarah Lawrence is in Yonkers, which is suburbs just north of the Bronx.
Yeah.
Then we get Dan and Blair walk out of one of the rooms together just in time to hear Rufus mocking Eleanor and Cyrus's offer to go on a cruise with them that just happens to be on the Monegasque Royal Yacht.
Yeah. Rufus like, I don't know if I want to go on this cruise with Eleanor and Cyrus. It's the Royal Yacht.
Then Rufus like, it's too late to RSVP.
Yeah.
He's about to ditch Lily and go on a cruise.
Deuces, Lily. Deuces, Lily. I'm going on a Mediterranean cruise.
Yeah. Chuck and Blair say goodbye again.
Yeah, come on. Like, they already did this.
Blair tells Dan that he's invited to the royal wedding and that she copied his Netflix queue so they can discuss movies over the summer. Eric overhears and looks suspicious.
This was the best part of the entire episode. When they get these two together and he's like, so you're actually getting married. Yeah, and you're actually getting invited. And when he says, if you need someone, if you get lonely, you have a movie date that's just waiting for you. And she's like, I already emailed you. Your first assignment is this movie, and I got your Netflix queue. It was just so sweet to have the two of them go off with this, with their friendship intact. I really liked it. And the implications. The implication.
Rufus gets a call that Charlie's car is ready. Serena comes out with a packed and ready to go Charlie, who is taking the bus home to Florida. Lily kisses Charlie goodbye and Rufus shakes her hand as he walks by. Serena hugs Charlie and says goodbye and says that she will miss her cousin. Dan also hugs Charlie and says goodbye, but doesn't mention missing her.
Yeah. Does say he did like her. I really did like you. No, GTFO. Yeah.
Past tense.
I really did like you. You fucking psychopath. Now let's get you on a bus. Let's get you on a bus far away from here.
Did you catch the weird handshake that Rufus gave her?
I was just going to say, yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for staying, ma'am.
But he shakes her hand as he's walking by. Is he just not caring at all, or is he almost looks like he's lingering, holding her hand as he's behind Lily's back. He's like, oh, what's up, baby?
Yeah, if Vanessa's going away, maybe I need a new friend of Dan to hang around.
Yeah. Back at the suite, Nate recognizes Chuck is hurting by the fact that he is not drinking. Nate invites Chuck on a lost summer and picks a point on the globe and make their way back in time for the fall.
Yeah, I love that. The Lost Week. They haven't done a Lost Weekend since high school. They did the first 2 seasons. They had their Lost Weekends. So for them to do a Lost Summer and pick a place on a globe, I thought that was, I loved that for the two of them.
Sure. I'm still mad at Nate for forgiving him.
But he's always going to. That's kind of the nature of the show, is that he's always going to. Just like Nate, just like Serena and Blair.
Speaking of which, Serena and Blair they're both packing for their summer vacations. Blair in Monaco and Serena in California at Cece's.
Yeah. And Serena just being like, no, I needed to make a decision, and my decision was me. Mm-hmm. So good for her.
Yeah. Dan, Eric, and Rufus are cleaning up from brunch and discussing Cece's empty house in the Hamptons. Dan is welcome to use it. I guess Rufus has the authority. Dan invites Eric to come down and thinks they can break up some couples together. When Dan seems depressed, Eric suggests it's not Charlie that has him upset. Dan also says he might be done with writing.
2 things. I want to quick jump back to the last note. of Blair and Serena saying goodbye that I forgot to mention that is the most self-aware thing Serena ever says is, "You're not giving me enough time to get a dress. You know I'm wearing white and that it's going to outshine whatever you're wearing." And it was just like, oh my God, she admitted it. She admitted it. That everything has to always be about her. She finally fucking realizes it. So I did really like that line thrown in there. And then the Eric and Dan going off to be buddies at the Hamptons for the summer also I thought was fantastic. The two of them wingmanning for each other. But Dan like, no, I'm not going to write anymore because I wrote this one thing that was really good and I don't want people to read it. Come on, Dan. Oh, you know, everything I've worked for throughout this entire show and everything that I've wanted my whole life. Yeah, I'm good. I'm
good
on that.
But definitely typical of someone his age to say something like that.
That's also not unrealistic.
Vanessa is meeting with Jonathan Karpf with Dan's manuscript now labeled as by Anonymous. She says she represents the author and he will have to come forward once the book comes out, but for now, send the checks to her in Barcelona.
Yeah, nothing about this whole thing seems shady at all. Hey, yeah, I have this manuscript. I'm not going to tell you who wrote it, but trust me, he wants me to let you have it. And yeah, just send me all the money for it. Like, what publishing company is going to be like, oh, yeah, this book is so good, I'm going to risk all of the litigation that it's going to bring about? Like, get the fuck out of here. No one's sending you checks.
But also, the problem with using a cameo for something that's actually story important is you don't really get the sense of what his impression is. Is he suspicious of this or is he just going along with it?
Yeah, because it seems really sus, but I have no idea because this guy isn't an actor.
Exactly. Serena stumbles across a young man on the beach reading her favorite book, The Beautiful and the Damned. He's supposed to be checking an adapted film script for book accuracy, but hasn't actually read the book. He asks for her help, which she agrees for the good of Fitzgerald. The guy's boss shows up, and it's David O. Russell. He offers Serena a job.
Yeah, right there on the spot. That's the most Serena thing to happen in a while. Just, oh, hey, yeah, you're just here randomly talking to somebody who you saw reading a book. You're hired.
Yeah, because Serena just always falls ass backwards into a love interest and a job.
Yeah,
that's just Serena's life.
That is her life. This is, the world really does revolve around Serena Vanderwoodson.
Yes.
So when the natural order is upset, she lashes out.
Charlie, or is it Ivy, gets off a bus in Miami and gives Carol the checks for the real Charlotte's trust fund. It turns out Carol hired Ivy to impersonate her daughter and make them all think she was crazy so they wouldn't come looking for her when she left. This was all in a scheme to get access to the trust fund. Carol thanks Ivy and walks away, and we see Ivy has Georgina's phone number in her purse, along with one or two of the checks.
Yeah, so now we know, it's funny that we know that she's been renewed to come back, but we also know she's not Charlie. So it's only a matter of time before that gets figured out, or doesn't. But I don't know. It just seems so dumb and so forced. And so it seems like one of those things that it's like, it seemed like a good idea at the time. That they were writing this like, oh yeah, this is going to be a great twist. And now they're going to need to do something with it. And they're like, oh, fuck. We actually have to write this character into these stories now without it all blowing up.
But that's the fun of that. Try to dance between how many plates can they spin on those the tops? Yeah.
How many extension cords do they have to untangle?
But in the final scene of the season, we see Dorota cleaning Serena and Blair's shared bathroom, and a pregnancy test with a positive indicator is sitting on top of the trash.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Now, how many sharks are we going to jump in one episode? Because, like, a pregnancy scare, again, didn't we do this already? There's no way they're bringing a baby onto this show, at least not with the two of them. Eleanor's visiting, but, like, they've already established that she's not having kids. I don't know. I hated this. I hated it so
Would
much.
Blair or Serena have just left it right out on top like that, though?
No.
Who else was in there?
So Charlie was also in there, but
Who
Charlie didn't
else?
sleep with anyone. Dorota, Eleanor, Serena, Blair, Charlie.
Yeah.
So,
There's a lot of possibilities.
yeah, there are several. Let's hope it's just Dorota again. Like Mazel Tov, Dorota.
Which you keep saying how they keep repeating storylines this year.
Yep, yep. So that's one you can repeat. I'll take that.
And this is Gossip Girl's final monologue. Transitions in life are usually marked by major events, birthdays, graduations, weddings, but the greater transitions often come out of smaller moments when we stop to look at who we are, because each time we see how far we've come, we also see how far we have to go. In order to fully transform, we might need to free ourselves of everything we've been holding on to send us on our new path, the right one. But if at the end, you find the person you become is not the person you want to be, you can always turn around and try again. And maybe the next time you won't be so alone when it's over. Too late to turn back now. XOXO Gossip Girl. So season finales are a time for goodbyes.
Yeah.
We get 5 farewells today.
No way. Wow.
First is kind of just a symbolic one. This is the last episode Taylor Bumpson is listed as main cast.
Oh, okay. So like she's been gone.
Yeah.
But now it's official. Yeah.
Goodbye to Russell Thorpe.
Okay.
Goodbye to
He's
Raina
going to
Thorpe.
jail. Okay, I kind of figured that one. Okay.
Goodbye to Vanessa.
Yeah. Oh, fucking
But that's
finally.
that's only 4. There's one
I
left.
think I know who the last one is. I think you've told me before.
It's Eric.
Yeah, Connor Paolo goes on to other things. That one bums me out. That is the Raina. I enjoyed Raina for what she did. She was fine. I'm gonna miss Eric. Eric is the conscience of the Upper East Side. So I feel like they're gonna need Dan to really step it up in that role, and I don't know if he's up for it. So
he might be going the other direction.
Yeah. But it is nice for Vanessa to be gone.
Yeah. But that is our season. That is our episode. What is coming next?
All right. First of all, this book is going to be published in a record amount of time. It will be out, I'm sure, by the season premiere of season 5. And everyone will have read it. And everyone is going to be mad at Dan because they're all going to know Dan did it. However, Dan is not in the city, so Dan is going to come home to the city to find out that everyone read it because for some reason he won't have read it because he's not in the city. Like, that's just my first prediction. I'm going to go back to say this again. Now that Chuck is on a high, I feel like the only thing that could really bring him crashing down is Bart Bass. So whether it's Ghost Bart or if Bart faked is something like that, I feel like there's going to be a Bart Bass something happening early in the next season.
He killed a maid. There was also a maid in the fire.
Yeah, there's a... In season 6, it was another janitor. There were 2 of them. Yeah, just one for every season. I think that I'm very curious about the 9-month timing of Lily's. I still think there's room for a baby in the Humphrey family, which will annoy me, but there's room for it. Oh, I am excited. I don't know where it's going to go, but I feel like Georgina's going to still be back for at least a few episodes here. At least one, because she's going to be back involved with Ivy. And so we're going to, eventually Ivy's story is going to come crashing down. I don't know.
Is Serena going to fall in love and start living in California and working in California?
Well, she's going to fall in love and start working in California, but then have to come back for whatever reason. Something is going to interrupt Serena being in California. I don't know. Maybe something with Cece. Cece's old. They've kind of threatened to kill off Cece a couple of times. Maybe they'll fucking do it, and Serena will have to come home. Dan, Blair, everyone who reads Dan's book is going to get something different out of it. And Blair is going to realize that Dan is in love with her. And that might be the thing that calls off the wedding. The wedding being planned for November. I do feel like we are going to get to a wedding. So I think that this might last for a few more months, and God, I don't know who's pregnant, but we'll find out.
So if you haven't done the math yet, the 100th episode will occur in the 5th season.
Oh, okay. Wow. I thought we would be closer than that by now, but no, I guess not, because we're just in the 80s now. We just finished 80 something, 90 something.
It's like the 87th episode.
Yeah. So okay, so like halfway through.
Yeah, right in the middle of the season is the 100th episode. I think it's episode 13.
Is 100 the milestone for what's it called? Syndication?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any other predictions?
I think that's everything. I think I'm good on predictions for now.
All right, well, let's get into segments.
Hello there, Peabody here. And this is the Wayback Machine for traveling through time. And this is my boy, Sherman. Speak, Sherman.
Hello.
Good boy.
This week in fandom, we jumped into the Wayback Machine that travels to the Television Without Pity forums in 2011. Overall impression of this episode, not good.
I had ups and downs. Like, there are things that I loved and things that I hated in this episode.
They think the CW writers are brainstorming together because Gossip Girl airs on the same night as 90210 reboot, and right afterwards. And in that same night, one of the characters from the 90210 reboot is also pregnant.
Is that 90210 reboot really this fucking old?
Yeah.
God damn. I feel like the reboot craze really kind of hit its stride. I felt like it was really hitting its stride right before the pandemic, but maybe it was earlier than that. I feel like this is one of the earlier reboots, the 90210 one, but damn.
I feel like reboots have been happening since like the 90s, but okay.
Well, no, I mean, yes, you are right. But I feel like a lot of these original cast reboots, or, a year of Gilmore Girls, and like, a lot of these kind of started ramping up.
90210 was like, it's a whole new cast.
Oh, okay. I thought, because didn't they also do a reboot with the original cast more recently?
They did, like, we talked about this a while ago. It was like a parody reality show.
Oh,
it was like it was like an Office for them, like rebooting the show. It was like a fake reality documentary. It was like a documentary about them making a reboot.
Okay.
But no, I'm talking about the actual show that did have a couple of the original minor original characters as parents, but it was about a new cast of teenagers.
Okay, yes, I
doing
that.
similar storylines.
But I still thought that it was more recent than that. So,
but yes, so they did the same night that one of their characters also was announced that she was pregnant, and their season finale. They were clinging on to hope with some of the Dare foreshadowing.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of it, and there was a lot to suggest that they are going to find their way together. Or they're just suggesting that Dan is in love with her and she doesn't care.
Yeah. Not there for the pregnancy storyline.
Nope.
No one wants it.
Nope, we've done this a couple times. It's dumb.
Chair on chairs. What the fuck was that?
Yeah. Yep. Robin agrees.
Interested to find out more about Ivy.
Yeah. I didn't hate this twist. I didn't hate it. I thought it was a stretch, but I didn't hate it and can kind of see it looking back. So I'm not mad at it.
There was a lot of hate directed at Joshua Safran.
Okay. About the chair stuff, I would assume, mostly.
That is just in general. Still anger about that interview from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I felt, and I guess I should have brought this up earlier, I felt like there were times in this episode when Russell had Blair that she needed to amp up the fear. They're like, no, this is what Blair looks like when she's afraid. No, this is what she's, because her, like, when she was like, why are you doing this? And like her voice, like I felt like so much of it, and maybe it's because I knew about that interview, but so much of it felt like, no, so Blair, since you weren't afraid of Chuck, you need to now be afraid of this guy and prove it by being more super afraid. So, yeah.
And then I also did pop over to the fan forum thread as well. And for the most part, and that was like one of those depressing parties, but there were like 2 or 3 people like really having the best time of their lives because Chair had their big scenes. But that is it for this week in Phantoms. Let's move to episode grades. You went first last time, so I'm going to go first this time. I liked it better than what the fans thought. It wasn't a great episode, though, so I ended up with a B-.
Yeah, that is exactly where I landed. I thought I didn't like the whole Blair's in danger and he's going to blow her up storyline because I didn't believe it was going to actually happen, so I didn't feel invested in it. I really liked the Georgina stuff. I really liked Dan a lot in this episode, and just some of the other, there were moments that I loved it and moments that I hated it. So I really think a B- is fair.
Moving over to Stockwatch. Going up, I had a lot of ups. I had Serena for self-actualizing. I had Nate for being a good supportive friend. Chuck for saving the day. I had Raina for getting out of her dad's shadow and taking him down.
Also saving the day.
Yeah. I had Eric for being a good supportive friend and getting into college and getting out of the shitty high school where people don't like or respect his sexuality. We have Eleanor going up for telling off Chuck and being a good mom. I had Sophie going up also for being a good mom and telling Louie that he's being an idiot for waiting for Blair.
Yep.
I had Queller going up for telling off Serena for not getting away from this toxic environment. I had Charlie going up for succeeding in her scheme. Carol going up for the same reason. I had Blair going up because she's going to get her fairy tale wedding, looks like. And I had Georgina going up for finally getting into the scheme and just being awesome. Who do you have up?
I have almost all the same. The only one that I did not give the up to was Queller. I thought that she was really fucking shitty to Serena. So I wasn't giving that.
But Serena needed it, though. It helped her.
She did. You know what? I'm going to change my vote because you're right. Because Queller kind of really kicked Serena in the ass. Because this was a great episode for Serena, where Serena just all of this shit that she puts on everybody else, she kind of put on herself today, and like did a lot of self-actualizing. So I do think that Queller helped to push that. So you're right. I'll give it to Queller as well. The other ups I'm going to give is to the mini Serena and mini Blair for owning Serena the way that they did. I also wanted to give I was also, just because they were in here and hanging around, I'm going to give it to Caddy and Iz too, because they never really got ups very much. And they were fun. It was nice to see the two of them again. And that's it for me.
Yeah, I didn't because they were gay stereotyping.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Going down, not a lot of going down, but I had Louis going down for just being a dunce.
Yeah.
I had Thorpe going down because he's going to jail for 20 years. And Vanessa going down for just being horrible.
Yes. 100% of my going downs too. Yeah.
Same ones?
Thorpe. Yeah, the same three. Yeah, Louis for going off with the girl who just banged her ex 20 minutes before she showed up and was about to break up with you until her ex was like, you guys stay together.
You can have her.
Yeah, you can have her. Now that I'm done with her. Gross.
Chuck. Anyone else?
No, I think it was just those three.
But here's the best outfits from the last episode we've seen.
On to best outfit. For me, I ended up going with Chuck for his in the flash forward, his top almost gold suit with the pink tie and pocket square.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I am going to go with, I don't know, there wasn't a lot that I really loved in this episode.
Blair's dress she had in the flash forward is also very fun and light.
And that was the one that I was really kind of leaning towards. Yeah, I'm going to go with, Blair in the flash forward. Yeah.
Well, that is it for segments. Do you have anything you would like to plug this week?
I am quite possibly playing the Canna Fair in March at the Oaks, the convention center at Oaks. So come by there, check it out, and enjoy your time. Or maybe it's Morgantown. It might be the Morgantown one. Yeah, Morgantown Canna Fair.
People are going to go to the wrong fucking place. Try and see Steve, and they're going to be like, what the fuck?
Anyway, if you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram and TikTok, steve.marchon, Marchion. And that's it for me.
Nothing for me to plug this week, but if you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Hot Capicola. That's HOTCAPICOLA. And if you want to follow the podcast, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Non-Judging Breakfast Pod. You can find links to our Patreon, to our Discord server, and our subreddit on our website, nonjudgingbreakfastpod.com.
And if you'd like to get in touch with us, go ahead and send us an email. The email address is nonjudgingbreakfastpod@gmail.com. We would love to hear what you have to say and maybe even give your email a read here on the podcast. Also, while you're listening, if you can go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, or follow button, and please leave us a comment because that really helps our visibility in both Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And while you're at it, if you can go ahead and let your friends know what you're listening to, tell the folks at work to check out the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod and make us your new water cooler talk.
I'm also going to give myself a little pat on the back for never messing up and calling Charlie Ivy. Because I've been worried I was going to do that.
That is, oh my God, that is so funny. Because, I had that thought at one point of, is she going to be Ivy again? And so that is really funny. I feel like our guest Lindsay may have said the name Ivy at one point. I
didn't
could be
catch it.
wrong. I feel like at one point the name was said, and I paid no mind to it because it didn't mean anything. I think that when she said it, I thought she was talking about the actor. So, yeah.
We are going to take a little break between seasons here, so we'll be back in about a month to talk about Season 5, Episode 1, Yes, Then Zero. The episode description reads, Serena loves her new job in Hollywood, but makes a costly misstep when she tries to impress her boss. Chuck and Nate arrive in Los Angeles as the last stop of their lost summer trip. Joining Serena at the glamorous Hollywood Hills party where Nate meets a sexy older woman. Blair and Louie return from Monaco and begin planning the royal wedding. A magazine is planning to run an excerpt of Dan's book until an unlikely ally steps in to help him kill the story.
Oh? Huh. I'm going to predict... I'd like to predict the unlikely ally.
Go for it.
Gossip Girl.
Okay.
They oftentimes hint at... I feel like they often want us to forget that she's a character, that she's a person here interacting with these people too. I think Gossip Girl might be the unlikely ally here.
Okay. We'll find out. Until next time, you know you love us.
XOXO.
Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Oh, it seems I'm walking right to your door. My heart's still resting, looking for something more. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Never feels right when I'm out here on my own. I left last night and it feels like way too long. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Come back to me. Smile and you'll make my life complete. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with